program, and I welcome our next speaker. So before announcing his name, I would like to tell about this personality. He is a multifaceted individual with over 43 years of corporate and 30 years of experience as a business leader and entrepreneur. And he is a member of senior management team at several leading companies. He's a member of, and he's built and managed organization in the face of significant regulatory, technological, and industrial change. These experiences have given him a ringside view of shifting paradigms in business and the strategies that need to be employed to effectively address them. So now I invite Mr. Arun Subramaniam to throw a light on the creative mindset. Please, Mr. Arun, mic is yours now.
Thank you, Shaluji. Thanks a lot for a wonderful introduction. Let me start by thanking the chairperson of this conclave and Dr. Ripu Ranjan, Dr. Charak, Dr. Ashish Chandra. I think somebody is sharing the screen, if I'm not mistaken.
Ms. Pushpa, can you please stop sharing? Ms. Pushpa, please stop sharing.
Thank you. Well, let me start by thanking the chairman of this conclave, Dr. Ripu Ranjan, Dr. Charak, Dr. Ashish Chandra, the esteemed members of the organizing committee, the personalities who have been working day and night from behind the screen to make it all possible, Sushant Mysurkar, my dear friend, who is so passionate about everything concerning creativity, the esteemed speakers who spoke before me, and my dear friends. It's not just an honor to share my thoughts with you. It's also an excellent opportunity to be heard by the assembled change agents and initiate a process of change. You know, I am reminded of what Brutus delivers in his speech to Cassius in Act 4, Scene 3 of Julius Caesar, where he says, there is a tide in the affairs of men, which, taken at the flood, leads on to fortune. Omitted, all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and in miseries. On such a full sea are we now afloat. It is such a time, turbulent and engulfed in uncertainty, but pregnant with possibilities. What is it that we are going to do will decide whether we are going to move forward towards a life of fortune and excellence or languish in the shallows of misery. Something very similar was said by Charles Dickens. Perhaps you recognize the opening paragraph of The Tale of Two Cities by the immortal Charles Dickens. He was providing analysis of a disruptive state of affairs in the 18th century England, as well as across the channel in France. He started his novel, The Tale of Two Cities, with those prophetic words. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Friends, it is at such a watershed period in the evolution of mankind that we are poised today. The world has changed profoundly since the pandemic. The economy the world over is in shambles. The pandemic has exposed the inadequacies of the current way of thinking and the living. Every day we are bombarded with new data, new technologies, and new challenges. Realities shift faster than we can deal with them. In this dynamic environment, you will definitely agree with me. The traditional methods of thinking, the systematic, analytical, linear approach, the approach which was made so famous and so relevant during the industrial age, will not work. We must look for new ways to deal with the ambiguous and the uncertain emergent new normal. We must look for new ways of doing things. There is an urgent need to develop what we call a creative mindset, a new solution option rather than a tried and true linear thinking pattern is today required to handle this profound change reality. Let me get this into perspective. Consider that the turtle has been around for nearly 220 million years and has yet to make an innovative lifestyle improvement. So what separates us from the turtle? The answer is our creative brain. Our brain allows us to feel, love, think, be, and most important of all, create depending upon the need of the time. If an organism's behavior is to be understood properly, it is to become better tuned to its environment. There is a need for plasticity in those systems interacting with the environment. One consequence of such a plasticity is the organism's ability to visualize future possibilities due to current and evolving perspectives and to adapt to them. Many think that creativity is a gift only certain people possess, like the Einsteins, Mozarts, and the Shakespeares of the world. However, the truth is, creativity is our default setting. Every person who is born creative. Cognitive science tells us that the first 3 years are the most intense learning period of our life. What drives this learning at this period is the creative ability inherent in us. Curiosity, questions. There are so many mothers here. Aren't you pestered morning, evening, night by questions from your children? Insatiable thirst of understanding the environment are what drives learning. The latest neuroscience research suggests that create mental functioning involves specific brain activation patterns amplified through conscious effort and little practice. These are skills that anyone can master. Careful analysis has shown that we lose our creativity as we grow up trying to tune to the need to be aligned with society and the environment. The pandemic is fast redefining social and environmental norms. Would it also act as a catalyst to change our view on how we learn to interact with each other, do business, and raise families? Many speakers before me have spoken about creativity in various fields. I would like to say only one thing. When you water the roots, the tree takes care of itself. Most leaders agree on one thing, however. The long-term health of our economy and full economic recovery is dependent upon creating far more innovation. We were slowly moving into an innovation economy, and now the process has been hastened by the pandemic. These two C are going to define what the future is going to be. C for COVID, C for creativity. Innovation calls for a combination of thinking, and it's not possible without a mindset, creative mindset. Understanding the creative mindset is understanding how you and I experience the world. It enhances the experience one has of the world and is a vital resource for meeting the challenges, dangers, and opportunities of the accelerated change climate of the 21st century and the post-pandemic normal. Your brain is a unique information store of repository. It contains autobiographical, factual, and procedural knowledge. When you combine these pieces of knowledge in novel ways and original ways, and then take the resulting combination and find applications for them, you are using your creative brain as it was built and meant to be. I'm reminded of what William James said in 1890. He defined genius in a beautiful way. He said, genius in truth means little more than the faculty of perceiving in an unhabitual way the information. Creative mindset is a collection of 7 distinct mental processes. It starts with the fact that 11 million bits of information are entering into our head, our subconscious, every second from the moment that we are born. While we are aware of only 40 bits per second, this can be called the absorb mindset. It is reflective of your ability to absorb and understand your surrounding. The information absorbed helps us see the consequences, possibilities, opportunities, and avenues which open up. This is often called the envision mindset. As we envision, we trigger what can be called a divergent thinking. The ability to connect the various elements of the environment and the concepts in motion is the connect mindset. So very essential to create a roadmap to navigate into the future in safety. This can be called associative thinking. Collapsing options, opportunities, exploring avenues to arrive through telescopic thinking to a solution appropriate to the current need can be termed the reason mindset. You can also call it convergent thinking. Recent findings of neuroscience confirm that man is an emotional animal who also happens to think. The ability to convert emotional energy to intellectual energy and to harness it towards action is a transformed mindset. The decision is then needed to be evaluated for its appropriateness for action through the evaluation mindset. Putting it into action and proceeding with total one-mindedness and getting into the flow is one other and possibly the final stage of the process of creative thinking. Benjamin Bloom has condensed all these beautifully. Who here doesn't know about Bloom's taxonomy? When Benjamin Bloom identified what he called the taxonomy of the cognitive domain, he ranked synthesis, creativity, as the most challenging skill to master. A person has to use all other cognitive skills in the creative process. Since according to Bloom, creating is the highest order of thinking, it should be at the forefront of all learning environment and an end goal. My dear friends, this is what I meant when I said, when you water the roots, the trees take care of itself. Mere lip service of wanting creativity in society will not help. We need to inculcate creativity in our schools. When designing learning experiences, education institutions need to plan and frame curriculum and provide tools that give students options, voice, and choice to be creative. It's a massive task in front of us. Through history, we have been only giving lip service to creativity. I hope this conclave will kickstart a process wherein creativity will enter into the school. For too long, creative thinking has been neglected in the school. The dependence on rote learning and the lip service to creativity is why corporations and business leaders encourage creativity and learning but penalize employees when things go wrong. What is the use of penalizing your employee when they try a creative method and things go wrong, as they will sometimes? We advocate and eulogize creativity, but practice rigidity and inflexibility in every aspect of our life. Automaticity and fatalistic thinking has taken over our life and times. I am reminded of that song, Ke Sara Sara. How many of you remember it? Those who are born during our period will remember a song written by the team of J. Livingston and Ray Evans that was first published in 1955. Doris Day introduced it in the Alfred Hitchcock film, The Man Who Knew Too Much. It goes something like this. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, the future not ours to see. Que sera, sera. Such fatalism beautifully sums up the belief of our times. We need to urgently teach our children that the future is in your hands and not out of it. The future is ours to create. The world needs to realize that creative thinking is the panacea of all evil surrounding us and the one-stop shop for all solutions to emerging problems. It is time for creativity to become an integral and essential part of life. If we start now, in a couple of decades, we would have raised a citizenry of creative geniuses and in the process served generations to come. I close by wishing the organizers of the conclave the very best and promise to take forward the message of creativity to all those associated with me. Thank you, friends, for this opportunity of expressing something which I have held very deep within my heart.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us insights about creativity and learning, like new normal. Yes, sir. We have to see new ways of working, new processes, new results, new creativity, telescopic thinking, convergent thinking. So, wow. Thank you so much, sir, for putting bright light on this creative mindset. Thank you, sir, again.